Guys, what's going on? It is Tuesday night. I had to think about it. It is time for a very special edition of the Going Broadway podcast for more reasons than one. One of those being that we have not encountered any technical issues except for me stuttering. Knock on wood. It is Alex. It is Cole as usual. Cole, what's happening?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the greatest wrestling podcast ever. We sincerely appreciate you joining us this evening. And yes, we have a great show in store for you, including the comeback of the GBP Game Show.
Indeed, we do. Before we get too far into this, do we need to change our intro? Does it say weekly at some point?
I mean, it is weekly right now because we did it last week and we did it this week. So
that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Technically weekly. I mean,
and actually, if we would have schedules wouldn't have been crazy, we would have actually. Well, I guess if you go to a Sunday to Saturday calendar week, it wouldn't have been in the same week, but it would have been 2 podcasts within the same 7-day period had we had it this past Sunday like we initially planned on. Didn't happen, but that's okay. But seriously, thanks for joining us. We are going to do the GBP Game Show, Name That Tune style, later on in the podcast. I want to give a chance for some people to jump on here. In the meantime, we are going to talk some wrestling. Who do we got on here? We got Jeremy. We've got Apple Cassidy. I'm assuming that's our friend Mr. Tilly, man of 1,000
names.
King
of the ladder.
Well, there's a word that's escaping me right now. Man of 1,000 aliases. There we go. We've got Stacy joining us on multiple platforms, increasing her possibility of winning. It's smart strategy. It is allowed. We encourage it. So, that all being said, Brian, good evening. That all being said, guys, let's get started. We are going to keep our off the top segment about one man, and it's your boy.
And his name is John C.
So Mr. Cena will be making his return to SmackDown. Is it this upcoming Friday, or is it?
I feel like it would have to be since they dropped the merch like today.
Yeah. I thought it was this upcoming Friday. If you guys are watching, correct us if we're wrong, but he's also going to be participating in Superstar Spectacle, which in itself it's kind of its own subtopic that I'll get to in just a second. Actually, we'll tackle that real quick because it won't take very long. Apparently, it's not even going to be a premium live event or pay-per-view, whatever. It's not even going to be on. It's not going to be on Peacock. It's just going to be a very, 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 very grand live event only. I find that odd.
This is for what now?
Superstar Spectacle in India.
Don't they do this like once or twice a year though? Like they do the big Madison Square Garden event, but it's a live, it's a live event only, but it's Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? Like, don't they do this like twice a year? I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, kinda. It has seemed like it's been more consistent over the last few years. I just find it really bizarre that, I mean, sure, it helps merch sales, I suppose, and it's going to be big in India, but why? I guess why is it promoted so heavily in the U.S. if it's going to be for the Indian market only?
And because
there's a way to localize your advertisements, whether it's, even if it's here in the U.S., a local market specific to New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, wherever, you can definitely make it specific to a country, I would think. So it just kind of strange how they've really kind of pushed it if the U.S. audience isn't even going to be able to watch it.
Right.
So anyway, just wanted to bring that up. That all being said, What do you think happens with Mr. Cena? How does WWE use him for this run, and how long do you think the run will last?
Oh man, he is the one wrestler where I get tunnel vision, and I just want to see what I want to see, and I say that instead of what I think it'll actually be.
Well, give us both. What do you want to see, and what do you think we'll actually get?
Clearly, I would love to see him win the IC title and take that off of Gunther. Obviously, that's not happening if they're running this program with Chad Gable and him and giving him, even though how it went down, giving Gable a win over Walter or Gunter, and he hasn't had a loss in was it like 2 years.
It was a while.
A year and a half, something like that. I don't know. Like, I don't think that that's a program they're going to run. I have a feeling it's Cena and Grayson Waller.
Okay.
I feel like that's where they're going to go with it. They like Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller's good on the mic, so they're going to want him to. They like to use Cena to try to get the young guy over. And I almost feel like it's a bad idea because, yes, he'll give them the pinfall, but he always buries them. He always like, not on purpose, but they're not good enough to hang with them on the mic, and you can't have him take a step down to make them sound better. You know what I mean? Like, either Cena's all in on the mic or he's not. So I feel like when they did that with him in Theory, Cena buried Theory on the microphone. I mean, it wasn't even close. Like, Theory couldn't hang with him. So then they give Theory the win at Mania, and it felt anticlimactic, and it just didn't go very well, in my opinion. And we see where that got Theory. You know, like he's been basically a bust since Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, especially because it's SmackDown, I think Grayson Waller is considered a SmackDown talent, if I'm not mistaken. I think it'll be him and Grayson Waller, or him and LA Knight could be interesting. You're going babyface versus a babyface, but them on the microphone, or them tag teaming together potentially. Maybe
that's where I was gonna go. If it was what I want it to be, okay, I'll back up a second. I don't want it to be him and Grayson Waller. That's probably what we're gonna get. Before I get to my other thought, if it's Cena and Grayson Waller, you said that you think Cena would actually get the win.
No, I don't. I think they'll find a way to get Grayson over.
Okay.
I think he'll bury him on the microphone, though.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, because I actually was going to disagree with you on that. But yeah, I mean, it just seems silly to bring Cena in and, given the victory over Grayson Waller. It's like that doesn't really make a difference for either of them. At least Grayson Waller gets kind of that elevated status. I don't want to use the word push, but it's a feather in his cap, so to speak. So what I would like to see, what I think would be interesting, is that they somehow pair Cena with LA Knight now against two. I mean, you could really, if it's a Cena one-off, you could really insert anybody. I mean, insert an established tag team, insert two other guys just randomly thrown together. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could obviously find people to put in that situation. I don't know.
There you go.
Why
not?
I don't know what that does for anybody, though. Like it's not really I don't feel like that's a ratings grab. I don't think when Cena came back, they did like Cena and KO versus like Roman and was it Jey Uso, I think, or Sami Zayn. They did Sami Zayn and Roman. Like that had more of a draw to me. One, Roman wrestling on TV ever is a big deal, and the Sami storyline was going strong. So I think just to bring Cena back, just to have him wrestle a random match with LA Knight against insert name here isn't very big. And the other problem I have is the way that they use Cena. They'll never, like, eventually he doesn't become the super Cena that we remember him to be, right? Like, he was known to be the guy that beat all the odds and always overcame, and never quit, that whole thing. And now you've had him lose to Austin Theory. You've had him lose to Roman, which that's at least the storyline that makes sense. You can't keep having him take the L or be in these lackluster matches where he doesn't feel like main event John Cena anymore, to the point that when you do want to use him to be main event John Cena, he's not believable anymore.
Sure. No, it makes total sense. That's why I feel like, that's why I don't like this pairing with Grayson Waller, because at best you give Waller the victory and it might elevate him some, but the key word there is might. What's happened with, what's his face?
Theory.
Yeah. What's happened with him since he got the victory over Cena? He's kind of just plummeted.
Yeah. I don't know.
And it's unrelated. I'm just saying it didn't do anything for him.
Well, and again, because the match doesn't put over Austin Theory. The win doesn't put over Austin Theory. The ability to prove that he's better than Cena, or that, whatever, is what puts him over. And he couldn't do that on the microphone. Cena, he obliterated Theory on the microphone multiple times. I don't think Theory ever had a good promo against him. Grayson Waller, I think, is actually a little bit better than Theory on the mic, but I think he's I don't think he has everything that Theory has in the ring. So I feel like it still doesn't translate. Like when Cena came back to fight Roman, at least it felt like a big fight. Like there was that part of you that just was like, they could go Super Cena and have him beat Roman. Like that, you had that mindset. But when you put him up against someone like Grayson Waller, you have one or two things that cross your mind. If they go Super Cena, they bury Grayson Waller. So, they could do that, but that means that they're showing us that they have no faith in the talent that they just called up to the main roster.
Well, I'll stop you right there. I'd be okay with it if Cena sticks around longer and then has has a program with Walter or something, or Gunther, something like that. That's the only scenario in which I would see Cena getting the win and it actually be beneficial.
Wouldn't you say it's too soon, though, for him to make his return, for him to do a quick program with Gunther, if Gunther's already got a program that's going to at least take him through Payback here at the beginning of September? Like, we're still two weeks away from just that pay-per-view alone, and then you would have to do a whole nother month's worth at least to get set up for what's in October. Probably Hell in a Cell?
Is it Fastlane?
Fastlane, hell, I don't know if it's Hell in a Cell or Fastlane, or
let's see. We got Payback is in
Extreme
2 weeks.
Rules.
Fastlane. Fastlane, October 7th. It's in Indianapolis.
So it's
a 3-hour drive. We could make that.
I think I sent it to you. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like it's too soon to build that program, given that it's Cena. So and I also feel like that's a lackluster pay-per-view to do Cena versus Gunther. Like I think that's a bigger match. I think that's a Survivor Series-esque. If we're going to talk one of the big four pay-per-views, a Royal Rumble-esque. If we're
did we lose Cole?
Am I back?
There you go.
Did I freeze?
You froze.
Okay, I thought. I don't know what they're gonna do with Cena. I feel like anything at this point that would be reasonable to believe feels lackluster. The merch is cool. Like, yeah, he'll get the pop. People would cheer for him and all that stuff. But I'm not a fan of them bringing back guys like Cena or Brock Lesnar, or insert whatever part-timer you want to insert here, for it to be a lackluster program, or for it to be really even the one-offs. The one-offs don't excite me because they don't lead to anything.
Right, which is why I would actually be more in favor. While I'm sure this is probably an unpopular opinion, I'd actually be more inclined to see Cena and LA Knight against, again, insert tag team, because likely, and I know we're kind of just going in circles, Grayson Waller is going to get the win probably. And sure, again, it's a feather in his cap, but then what? I don't know. It just seems it does seem like odd timing for. I mean, this is if you consider the big 4 pay-per-views, if you consider those like your A pay-per-views, and then you've got, you know, B, C level, whatever. I kind of feel like you have WWE pay-per-views for me. Seem like they go in such a way where you've got like an A pay-per-view, which is one of the big 4. Then the one that follows that is more like a C pay-per-view. And then it kind of builds back up to like a B pay-per-view. And then you've got your A pay-per-view. So it kind of does this.
Right.
So by that standard, Payback would kind of be considered a C pay-per-view. And that's not literally how it is. I'm just saying from a storyline standpoint, this is you're in beginning build storyline mode at this point because you just came off SummerSlam. So now this is the time where you're at the beginning and you got to build from here. And so it just seems like odd timing if Cena is not going to stick around, if it is just a one-off. That's why I suggested maybe Gunther's not even next. Maybe he has, a match with Grayson Waller. Maybe he has another feud with someone that would be at Fastlane. Then maybe we get him with Gunther at Survivor Series. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud at this point. So
yeah, just selfishly, I wish they would use him. If you're gonna bring him in like this, I wish they would use him better. It's frustrating because they don't give Brock Lesnar this treatment. Like Brock Lesnar took a loss to Cody. It's not about the losses; it's about how they lose and also who they lose to. Brock didn't lose to a Austin Theory,
right?
He lost to Cody Rhodes, who's getting one of the biggest pushes in pro wrestling right now. So that made sense. Cena losing to Theory didn't seem to make sense to me. Cena losing to Grayson Waller does not make any sense to me.
Agreed.
And it's to the point where I'm like, you don't bring Goldberg back, when they were bringing Goldberg back or Sting back or any of the part-timers that they would bring back. They didn't bring them back. Even Edge, they didn't bring them back to have them lose, mid-card level matches to mid-carders.
Sure.
Edge took a loss to Roman. You know what I mean? Like they were in the pathway of somebody who was on their way to greatness, and they helped them elevate to that greatness. I think Cena was a part of that for Roman, and his quest of the tribal chief thing. So to feel like Cena's coming back and that it doesn't feel big, that like there's nothing to be excited for at the moment because he's not coming back for anything. He's not coming back for the IC title. Would make no sense to put him in the United States title picture.
Oh yeah.
Not just because he's done it before, but because of who's involved right now. Like, I think Ray's still the champion.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
so it's kind of like, oh, okay. So him versus Ray makes no sense. Him, the only storyline that I think is feasible for him to come back for right now, other than if they really were going to use him to pull the trigger on Roman, which I don't see that being the case. I'm just saying that would be the only other story I could even make sense in my head is Gunther. I think him chasing the IC title, a title he never won, going against a young guy in Gunther, who that is a star that Cena could build. If he gives Gunther a W, that builds Gunther, that, whatever. Or if he beats Gunther, it doesn't feel bad that Gunther lost. He lost to Cena. That's a big deal. That's a pop. People won't even question if Gunther's still got it or whatever the case is. Where if Gunther, I'm gonna be real, I know that he's over and stuff, but if Gunther loses to Chad Gable, I kind of am upset about it.
really?
I don't think Chad Gable is a good pick to beat Gunther. I just don't. Not as dominant as Gunther has been. Chad Gable just got over now, and I still feel like there's that stigma of he's just kind of the comedic thing. And so I like him. I'm not saying he's not talented. I just don't think I can picture him in my mind as being the guy that beats Gunther on one of the most dominant intercontinental title reigns, or any title reign, if that. I feel like it needs to be someone who's a little bit more established, someone who carries a little bit more clout. If you don't want Gunter to feel like he's taking a step down, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm actually going to circle back to Cena here in a little bit, and it'll make sense why. I literally just had this thought as we're talking. I want to shift gears real quick. So initially I was going to talk about Payback a little bit. I know that's not for a couple weeks. Quite honestly, guys, we're not going to have a show before Payback. Side note, our next show actually isn't going to be for like another almost 3 weeks on the 11th. So after today, our next show will be Monday, September 11th. So just so you guys know, it'll be our normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And at that point, we should be back to every other Monday. So, and then at that point, we might recap Payback a little bit. We'll have to see what happens. But I want to specifically focus on the World Heavyweight title match with Rollins and Shinsuke. Do you think they pull the trigger on Shinsuke here? Do you think they put the World Heavyweight title on him?
No.
Okay.
I just, it's got nothing to do with Nakamura. I think it has more to do with the timing of the belt and the storyline in general.
I'll take it a step further. So I'll pitch this scenario to you. Seth, it's no secret he has been dealing with legit back injuries. It's not kayfabe. He's literally dealing with pretty serious back stuff going on. Which do you think is more likely? Either Rollins retains or Shinsuke wins, but in either scenario, Damian Priest cashes in and wins.
Now, so I mean, the Seth Rollins injuries do play a role here, because that's the only reason I could see them going with Nakamura. But, and again, it's not a diss at Nakamura. They've not used him correctly, though. And to throw him just in the title picture feels awkward.
I would agree if the last couple of weeks haven't really felt like that they've kind of turned Shinsuke into this, like, he is the closest to New Japan version of Shinsuke that he's been since he has been in WWE. That includes his time in NXT.
And that's true. I agree. But it's kind of that stigma that you get with Dolph Ziggler. Like, no matter what, Dolph Ziggler is a top talent. Always has been, always will be. I mean, he's just been good. But when you book him to be less than for so long, and then they've always done this with Dolph. They try to throw Dolph into the title picture, and he's supposed to feel believable. And on paper and with skills and all this stuff, it's all there. But I still have it in my head of all the other things that have happened in his career. So when I think Shinsuke Nakamura, I don't think New Japan Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't think NXT Shinsuke Nakamura. I think Shinsuke Nakamura with Rick Boogs. Lost in the tag division, lost in the IC, title picture, a weak IC title run, the King Nakamura stuff, like all of that's been in the past 2 to 3 years. I mean, he's not been even a relevant push to the title. They kind of teased the idea of him and Roman at one point, but he's not even been teased in the title picture since probably AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's hard. At least like someone like Seth Rollins circles back to the title picture every so often. Even if he doesn't win, he circles back through to it at some point. Drew McIntyre circles back through. Randy Orton circles back through. These guys that you want to at some point have them be believable winners, they've circled back through. Shinsuke hasn't circled back through. since Shinsuke dropped off the face of the main event picture and hasn't been back since. And so I'm not gonna lie, this World Heavyweight Championship feels, I hate to say it, I wanted it to be special. It feels secondary. It's secondary to Roman. It's secondary to the Universal title.
100%. I agree.
And it's hard to believe. I mean, Seth is the best person, other than if you would have went Cody Rhodes. Seth is the best person to put it on because he's the biggest name they have to try to get that belt over and feel just as special. But I almost, other than the injuries, I feel like if you have him drop so quick, it already diminishes the belt again because it's he's not getting any kind of traction with the belt. So to answer your question with a long answer, I could see Seth retaining, Shinsuke kind of going full on heel and attacking him after the match, leaving him there lifeless. Damian Priest comes out, cashes in. More likely, what I actually could see happening is Nakamura winning, but not keeping. Or I could actually go both ways on this. If Nakamura wins, I could see Damian Priest coming out to cash in, Finn Balor actually ruining it, and Nakamura retaining, Damian having a failed cash in, and now you have a triple threat match. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura at, Fastlane or, whatever the next pay-per-view is.
Or, now hear me out. This is where I circle back. So, if I'm booking this is how I'm doing this. Shinsuke wins the title. Everything you just said plays out. You've got Damian Priest coming out, cashing in. Finn Balor costs him the cash in. Shinsuke retains. You set up a feud with Damian Priest and Finn Balor to the point where Damian Priest doesn't care about the belt anymore. He doesn't care about the World Heavyweight title. He just wants his revenge on Finn Balor. Insert John Cena. After the Grayson Waller feud, whatever, Cena sticks around. Stick him in the World Heavyweight title picture. If you want to stretch it out between now and Survivor Series, just based on whatever Cena has going on, because again, he's part-time, but stretch out this feud where they do vignettes, via offsite, remote video, whatever. And then you could have your World Heavyweight title match at Survivor Series, build it as Cena could break the record. Your thoughts?
Storylines there. I don't know. Selfishly, I wouldn't want Cena's record-breaking title reign, though, to be on a belt they just created that doesn't feel big. Like, if he's going to break the record, it's got, either this belt needs to be around a lot longer and it needs to be taken a little bit more seriously.
That's fair.
Or he needs to win the Universal, because it just doesn't feel big. And I don't know that I think Cena and Shinsuke is a good feud. I don't. Again, Shinsuke, I mean, the subtitles thing was kind of cool, but I just feel like their chemistry is not going to be there. I feel like the promo, they would have to be very heavy promo based, and I feel like the promos would fall flat on both ends because Cena wouldn't be able to be there live half the time. It would be a pre-recorded thing or nothing. And then you got Shinsuke trying to carry a promo on subtitles or on broken English. And I just don't think that works. And I think that the proof's in the pudding because you see that with Asuka. Asuka is a great title chaser, not a great title holder, because she can't carry promos. Yeah. She can't carry a feud. That's why Bianca was so great as champion, because Bianca could carry at least her promos. She was able to be that baby face, if you will, that everyone just loved. All the kids love her. She's the female version of John Cena, really. She's the superhero of the women's division. So, you got to have a Charlotte Flair. You got to have, if you're going to have a one-sided scenario there where it has to be someone really carrying the weight, kudos to someone like Seth Rollins with the Cody Rhodes stuff. Seth Rollins carried a whole feud No one even knew Cody Rhodes was the guy. A lot of speculation at Mania, but no one knew Cody Rhodes was the guy. And Seth Rollins carried a feud for months by himself. No opponent, no nothing, just months of carrying it, building it all on his own.
Yeah.
That you got to have that when you're going against like a part-time wrestler like a Cena, a Brock Lesnar. Like it's got to, Cody Rhodes carried this Brock Lesnar feud just recently. Like you have to have that. And I don't think that you have that with Shinsuke. So I would either say if Shinsuke wins, he needs to go directly into a feud, whether that's kind of the middleman in between Finn and Damian and they do some kind of triple threat thing, or if he directly goes into a feud with insert name here. If it's Karrion Kross and AJ Styles, a Bobby Lashley, whoever, insert name here, whoever you want that to be, I think that's the better route. But who knows? I could see them letting Damian Priest get the win over Shinsuke, and then his first title defense is Damian, or Finn.
Yeah.
So it could go a lot of ways. I think that it's good that they have options that they could kind of shift between in that scenario. But I don't know. I just that whole title picture hasn't felt special to me, and I don't think Cena's the savior of it either.
Cena?
Cena,
Senor. Is he going to be a luchador?
Juan Cena?
Something like that. So I want to make sure we have enough time for the game show segment. So we're not going to predict the entire card. In fact, I mentioned to Cole what I would like to have happen. Instead of me and Cole giving predictions for this, I'll just throw out a few matches, and you guys watching, you give us your predictions. If you see any swerves happening, give us your thoughts on what the results might be. So again, I'm just going to mention a few matches here. Right now, there's like 9 matches on the card, including the pre-show, which, by the way, first time I've been interested to actually watch an AEW pre-show in maybe ever. We got Aussie Open defending the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship against MJF and Adam Cole, which this Better Than You Baby storyline, it's produced some pretty funny vignettes. I know we've kind of ripped on AEW lately, and for good reason. But the videos have been pretty funny, even with, Tony Khan subtly ripping on himself, just with not having control of the locker room. It's been good stuff. So looks like we've got, hey, our buddy Jamie has joined in the fray. Welcome back, buddy. Thanks. MJF and Adam win the belts. Cole turns mid. Not sure what that means, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna stay away from predictions.
The short answer is it feels like if it's in the pre-show and then they're also the main event later on in the evening, it really feels like there's no way that they don't at least tease a turn on each other, and they lose the match because of it. I don't see them giving them ROH tag titles. They don't want them on ROH.
It doesn't really do anything for them. It's like they win it, then what do you do with it? What do you do with it?
There's no tag team on ROH that even makes sense. They're not going to want to be on the weekly televised stuff, which that's supposed to start soon, isn't it? I don't know. No idea. It feels kind of pre-planned. It feels like you can see the writing on the wall. They're going to, whether there's actually a turn, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're going to tease a turn, and then they're going to be all good. And then in their world title match, they're going to have some kind of a falling out.
Yeah. I just, do you really end the storyline though?
I don't think it ends
just for the heel turn. I mean, this has been one of your hottest storylines, and I mean, I guess you could. So okay, this is the one prediction I'll give. I think the swerve is, which is not, it doesn't really seem like a swerve anymore, is that Adam Cole is the one that turns heel here.
Yeah, it doesn't end the storyline here, but it gets it out of the comedic and into the serious, I
Yeah,
think.
that's what I'm saying. It's like your comedic aspect immediately just stops. So, and anyway, it's yeah. All right, so we'll move on. FTR and the Bucks, AEW World Tag Team Championship. You guys give us your thoughts on the match. Again, Cole and I are just going to stray away from actual formal predictions. I mean, I think it'll be a good match. I mean, I've enjoyed I think they've had 2 matches. FTR and the Bucks have. I've enjoyed both of them.
Is it 1-1?
I think so. FTR beats the Bucks. Our buddy Ryan's joined in. I think All In does look lackluster, at least from the standpoint that this is supposed to be AEW's biggest show ever, or biggest show to date. And it doesn't, I mean, you're putting Will Ospreay against Chris Jericho. Like that, what does that do? I mean, maybe for the crowd in England, I don't know. But guys, if you're watching us on Twitch, subscribe. Then you won't have to deal with ads. Just throwing that out there. I don't think that happens, but it's interesting. I mean, it would definitely, that's what would make, okay. So I'll kind of group the whole, Punk drama scenario into this. That's the one thing that would immediately make this pay-per-view and AEW Beyond intriguing if they do set up a storyline where Punk is directly feuding with the Elite. I don't see it happening, but
Bad idea.
Well, in terms of the match quality, yes, bad idea. Unless behind the scenes they have gotten together and said, okay, let's put the past behind us, let's do business, but let's use this as a storyline moving forward.
Is there such thing as putting the past behind you with CM Punk, though?
Yeah.
Like, does that even exist? I don't think he has the ability to do that.
I mean, if all of them are making in the 7-figure range, I mean, I'm sure that I'm sure they'd figure out a way. Let's see. What else I'll just say it. Like, what else is relevant on the card, I guess. I'm not a fan of the match just because I feel like Kenny Omega deserves a singles match, but nonetheless, you've got Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Hangman Page against I can never pronounce his name. Takeshita and Bullet Club Gold, Juice Robinson and Jay White. By the way, I've not been a fan of Juice Robinson, but that dude's hilarious. He's pretty funny. I watched some clips of him on Twitter, like just I forgot what match it was, but he needs someone along the ropes, but then it was a pretty dead crowd, and you could just hear him say really loud to the guy he was tagging with. He's like, "That was my V trigger." It was so corny. But it was hilarious. So anyway, yeah, you guys give us your thoughts.
Why does that sound boring to watch?
Because it probably will be. Like, and unless you've got a group of 6 guys that just have excellent chemistry, 6-man tags are generally not that great of a match.
Yeah, it's usually just to get as many names on the card as possible.
Right, exactly. So, predictions, anybody? Going once, twice. If not, I'll move on. So I'll bring up this match because they're apparently going to have to replace somebody. Stadium Stampede, you've got Blackpool Combat Club, Moxley, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, and then 3 to be announced against Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, and Lucha Bros. However, apparently there's a visa issue or some kind of travel issues with Ray Phoenix, and they're probably going to have to replace him. So then you've got a mystery slot to fill on their side. Do you think there's any scenario that the Blackpool Combat Club and their team does not win this? I mean, I said I wasn't going to give any predictions, but I feel like they've taken a lot of L's lately.
Not only should they win because they're the more established faction in this match. This is the first Stadium Stampede match where it wasn't really like established faction versus established faction.
Right.
It's like hodgepodge of different things put there. But at least 60 or 50% of the one side is Blackpool Combat Club. So I think they should win. On paper, I feel like that makes the most sense. My thing with this match, though, is that this match has kind of been known to be more comedic, more what's the word?
Cheesy?
But what were the more cinematic?
Oh. Okay.
And I don't feel like this group of guys is that kind of group. So I'm a little nervous for this match. I kind of feel like it's gonna be a bust, and I'm really nervous on who the mystery opponent, the wrestlers are. I'm very nervous on. I feel like they're gonna be busts. I feel like people are gonna get very overhyped.
Yeah.
Some already people are gonna say Edge is one of them. And it's just like you're gonna hype yourself up, and then it's gonna be insert mid Carter or whoever here. I don't know who all's on I haven't looked at the full card, but
even if hypothetically Edge were to appear on this card, which he can't because allegedly, Ryan beat me to it. His contract. He only had one match left on his WWE contract, but it's technically not up until September, allegedly. But hypothetically, if Edge were even to appear on this card, if you look down the list, and if he were to appear in a match, like if he just replaced somebody, that would literally be the last match on this card outside of any women's match that I would put him in, because this is pretty much going to be a hardcore street fight type match. Like that's
all eyes aren't on him in that moment either. There's too much going on.
Exactly.
And I especially with the Rey Fenix thing. Now you got to have you kind of have to have a big reveal on that side on who their replacement's going to be.
Well, Ryan beat me to it. I was going to say Pac, but then I realized I think he might actually be injured still. I don't know that for a fact.
Are House of Black not on the card?
No. Because
House of Black who came to mind as the three mystery partners for Blackpool Combat Club.
Maybe.
So I don't know. I feel like they're going to be lackluster names though, and people are going to be like, oh, and especially because it's their biggest show. Like they've been known for these big shocking signings or names to show up. I just feel like it's gonna not be as wowing as they think it's gonna be.
And then as far as just some other notes on the card, I mean, you've got the tag team coffin match. Don't care. Let's see. I mentioned the Ospreay Jericho match. I mean, no.
Snooze.
Punk and Samoa Joe for the 187th time. Yeah. And then we kind of mentioned MJF and Adam Cole at this point. So I do plan on watching it though, just because of the nature, the fact that it's a stadium show and it's AEW's first stadium show. I do plan on watching it. Now, I am setting my expectations low at the same time, so maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised, but we'll see. Where are we at? Let's give some Lord Alfred Hayes.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Not sure if you guys heard that, but either way, I just played the Lord Alfred Hayes. If you didn't hear it, I'll play him again.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Guys, just to let you know, I'll repeat what I mentioned earlier. We will resume our bi-weekly Monday podcasts beginning on Monday, September the 11th. It'll be our normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central time. So it'll be every other Monday. So that means September 11th and then the 25th and so on. Just with Cole and I's schedules, it's just not feasible at this point in this season of life for us to do a podcast every week anymore. So we're trying to do it every 2 weeks at this point. But we are still on Facebook. We're still on YouTube. We're still on Twitch. You can check us out live on those platforms. We're also on Twitter and Instagram as well. So you can check out Cole kind of mans the Instagram. I man the Twitter. I'm sorry, it's X. It'll always be Twitter. But anyway. So you can make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, et cetera, hit the notifications bells. You guys know the drill. We've been doing this for 4 years. If you don't know at this point, then that's on you. We do have a Pro Wrestling Tees page. You can go check out our merch, check out our t-shirts, prowrestlingtees.com/GoingBrdwyPodcast. And then I'll let Cole add to this if he so chooses. Our next gaming event, our e-gaming pay-per-view, is Road to Victory. I'm going to take this promotions announcements banner off here real quick so you can see that. So it's tentatively scheduled for September 30th at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, but that is dependent upon Cole's schedule. So as far as when it will air, to be determined is what it really should say. But we are shooting for sometime in September. It'll likely be on, and Cole, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it'll likely be on like a Friday evening or Saturday afternoon, possibly, just depending on your work schedule.
Typically I try to do it on Saturdays, depending on time. Usually if I'm off, I'll do Saturday, like late mornings. If not, it'll be like a Saturday, early afternoon kind of thing, more often than not. I'm also, I told you we're going to be switching to WWE 2K23, and I've started to download some names and stuff, and I'll get that roster updated. But I thought it'd be fun to do something different that we haven't got to do before.
Here it comes.
And I think we're going to do all war game matches.
Ooh,
so
I like it.
We're going to do like probably 6 or 7 war game matches. You can pick a slot, and the way that you become a winner is if your team wins, you get 1 entry, and if your person is the person that picks up the pinfall, you get 2.
Ooh, I like it.
So I've been thinking on it, chewing on it. So we're gonna have a couple girls ones, we'll have a couple guys ones, and you'll be able to select your wrestler. And again, if your team wins, one entry for you, and if your guy or girl gets the pinfall, it would be 2 entries into the raffle. So I'm gonna get that set up, but yeah, it'll be fun.
And then stay tuned on our socials, on our Discord as well, as far as information on when it will actually be posted for you guys to grab your spots. I'm sorry. Pricing, how much it's going to be per spot. If you are one of our patrons, everyone on our Patreon gets first dibs on their wrestler selection. So that'll get posted ahead of time on our Patreon first, as usual, and then it'll get posted out on our Facebook page for everyone else. And then, like I said, stay tuned for the actual date that Cole decides to air that. But for now, that's right. You guys have been waiting patiently. It is time for the return of the GBP Game Show. I'm going to bring the volume down a little bit, but keep it playing. There are some ground rules. So this is going to be Name That Tune style. Not only that, it's going to be Name That Mashup.
Oh, no.
What's going to happen is I've got some mashup tracks chosen, and what you guys have to do is you have to tell me the name of the person or faction whose theme it is, and before each track that I play, I will let you know if it is 2 individual wrestlers, or if it's 2 tag teams, or if it's, a singles wrestler in a faction, if it's 2 factions, et cetera, et cetera. So it's always going to be the first person or people to get the correct entry. The correct entries have to be spelled correctly. I need their full name. So, for example, if it's Kevin Owens, you can't just say Owens or Kevin, or you can't just say KO. You need to type out their full name. They have to be so full names spelled correctly. The only time you're allowed to use any kind of acronyms is if it's I'm just trying to think of an example here. Like if it's, I don't know, can you like if it's DX, you can say DX. You don't have to type out D Generation X. Like
we have to know what it means. Like,
yeah, I mean, we would know what you said. We would know what you mean if you said KO. But okay, so this is a good example. I would not allow HBK. You got to say Shawn Michaels. I want to keep it consistent. But DX, like
DX was their name though. Like
correct.
Yeah, I think that
like if it's Undertaker, don't just say Taker.
When it comes to let's put it this way: when it comes to a solo wrestler, we need the full name. When it comes to a faction, we need to know the name by what is commonly said.
Correct.
So in NWO, DX.
Yeah, exactly. NWO, that's a good one. Like, you don't have to type out New World Order.
Solo wrestlers, give us the full name, the real name. If it's a faction and we would know what that means, we'll take it.
And I think that's all the rules as far as the game goes. As far as the winnings, so we're gonna do 8 tracks. The first 7 tracks are, if you're the person to get it right, you get 1 entry. If there are ties for the win, then both ties will go in. And I'll remind you guys of this. The last track that I play, the 8th track, it's a more difficult one. So the winner or winners of that one will get 3 entries.
Nice.
Just because it's a thinker. So, and as far as the winnings go, so we only ship to the lower 48 states. If you live in Alaska or Hawaii, or internationally, we're willing to ship to you if you win, but you'd have to help with the shipping costs, and we could cross that bridge if we get to it. So is there anything else I'm leaving out that you know of?
Not that I know of.
All right. Now for a lot of these tracks, I'll mention if/when we get a winner, but some of these are like banger style tracks. So I want to maybe just kind of let them play for a little while, just because this is our show and we can do whatever the heck we want.
That's right.
And stand by if I have to wait on ads to stop playing. But that all being said, I'm going to get the first one queued up here. There is an ad. And again, okay, so ad has passed. Again, we need the full names. So this first track, 2 singles wrestlers. We need the full names for both wrestlers, and the first person to get it will get the first entry. I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1. Isn't that good?
Why does it feel like they need to be a tag team now?
Agreed. It's like some of these mashups just feels like you need to pair these guys together just so they can use this. So anyway, our winner was, I gotta scroll back up. Let's see here. Our winner was our buddy Ryan. I'm gonna put it down as his actual Twitter name. Yes, Travis. I'm sorry, Ryan got that one. And yeah, there were no ties on that one. So Ryan just barely beat out Jason. Ryan just barely beat out Jason and Brian. So, all right. Where's that shake from? Cole, do you have a shake?
I do, and you wouldn't even know it if I said it. It's a little local joint here that I enjoy.
All right. It's always those like hole in the wall style restaurants that have the best stuff. All right. Let's see here. So this next one, 2 factions. Again, I need the names of both, and they have to be spelled correctly. This one does not have ads, though. So here we go. I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1.
Are you ready?
Ryan's going to run away with this.
Evolution is a mystery. Full of change that no one sees. What makes it full of history?
Now that one goes on. I mean, this is like a... Okay, it's not as long as I thought. It's like a 3.5-minute track almost. But then it kind of breaks down later into more like a... I don't know, like a faster tempo. Anyway, so Ryan gets that one as well. Once again, just barely edging out Jason and Brian. All right, so we're going to go to the next one. So the next one is going to be a singles wrestler and a faction. Got to get it pulled up here. And I actually got to fast forward a little bit because it's got one of those weird, awkward intro dealies. So no ad though, just 1 second here. Oh, too far. All right, here we go. I'm gonna play it in 3, 2, 1.
See my life in the shade, now it's not quite. I spend every day, I'm on my way to that shop light. It's my destiny to be bigger, yeah, I got fight. And I got visions of sitting high on my own, go grown, never listen to criticism, I'm building my own. From the bottom, I got myself in my own zone, never stopping, I made it, and no, I ain't gone.
So, okay. Cole, I'm going to let you make the ruling on this one. So, Brian Griffin technically is correct, but it's not Mercedes Moné theme. It's Sasha Banks' theme.
Mm.
And if we're, I mean, listen.
Okay, so
if we're being consistent, whenever we've done this on previous podcasts, literally this exact same game show style format, we've said, hey, this is Bryan Danielson's theme, not Daniel Bryan.
I did say I needed their real name, and I feel that could have been misconstrued, though, because her real name currently right now is Mercedes Moné, though.
Tell you what,
I'm gonna say yes on this one. From here moving forward, I need the right name for the right theme. So,
well, I'll take it a step further. I'm actually going to give Brian. Oh wait, no. It doesn't matter. Brian got it anyway. He got it
the right
anyway,
name,
so it doesn't matter. My apologies. Brian got it. Brian Griffin got it right anyway. So that was over nothing. My apologies. He got the correct answer twice, and they are different answers, but they are both correct. But you still only get one entry, Brian.
Yeah, extra credit. He's over here trying to get extra credit.
Okay, this next one, 2 singles wrestlers. I need the names of both. Full names. All right. And this is ready to go. No ads. Play it in 3, 2, 1.
There's a little pile of ashes where my old life used to be. Shredded carbs and memories all dumped into the seas. Well, this ain't no time for bull as I fly into the seas. You can't trust anybody if you can't trust the other one. I can try up the sea, yeah. When I'm in for the moment. Time is coming, come for words. 1,000 threats I've heard before. Words are cheap, lies are made to pay. Time is coming, come for words. 1,000 threats I've heard.
Brian did get it.
It's all your words. I do the thing today. A man tells me my future is not so far away. To get ready for tomorrow, I gotta waste my whole day. But my hero, my nose better.
These are so good. Oh, yeah. Ryan got that one. I'm confused. What am I missing? What's cheating? What happened? I don't know. Don't matter. Okay. Next one. Same thing. It is 2 singles wrestlers. I need the full names of both. Full wrestling names. Full current wrestling names. What are you laughing about?
They're like Wikipediaing their actual real name.
No. Let's see here. Okay, no ads on this one. Man, I'm on a hot streak without pulling up these tracks with no ads. All right, here we go. 3. Who was it for the last one? It was Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy. So, and yeah, and I'm checking the timestamps. We haven't had any ties so far. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. After a lot of misspellings, Jason Fee gets this one.
I kind of need to see this tag team now.
Yeah, Jason Fee got that one. A lot of misspells.
I could take all the other parts out. Just the end.
And like a lot of these mashups with these breakdowns are just perfect.
Yeah, just the end is near part at the end. I could just take that.
Yeah.
But who won?
Jason Fee got that one. After a lot of misspells. I'm just looking here. I mean, I know Ryan got it first, but he misspelled carrion. And then
that spelling will get you.
Ryan Griffin, he said cross with a C. And then
spelling will get you.
And then we officially, the first correct spelling was Jason Fee. So, all right. Moving right along. So the next one, 2 singles wrestlers once again. Got to get pulled up here. Let's see. Oh, I jinxed it. Got an ad. All right, here we go. 2 singles wrestlers. 3, 2, 1, go.
Tools in your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when you stop getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior. It's a lie that loves to hate. I have a voice that has an outlet and the power to move. I hear voices crying. I see heroes dying. I taste blood that's trying. I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head. They come to me. They understand. They talk. They talk to me. They tell me things that I live to.
All right. So who won that one? Let's see. I think Jamie David got that one. Yep. And no ties on that one. Orton and someone, LOL. Eugene and Eric Bischoff.
Ooh.
All right. Jamie David gets that one. I love it. All right. So this next one might be my favorite of all the ones we're doing tonight. And that's saying something because we played a lot of these that have just been amazing. This will also be the last one of the 1 entry tracks. The one after this will be 3 entries. As far as who, the winner that gets it. And this one will be a singles wrestler and a faction. I need the full name of the faction, the full wrestler name. Gonna get this pulled up here. Add. This is a long ad. Ben and Jerry's. Unofficially sponsored. Unofficial sponsor of the Going Broadway podcast. Ben and Jerry's, everybody. Here we go. Singles wrestler and a faction need the full names for both. Uh-oh. Cole just jumped off. What happened? We lost Cole. What just happened? Is Cole having technical issues now? Uh-oh. What's happening?
Check. Hear me?
Yeah.
I hit a button.
All right. It's funny because are you still there? You're freezing up.
Am
I
I
think
back?
you're good now.
I
There you
think
go.
I'm back.
There you
That's
go.
what I get for touching buttons.
It's funny because Jason's like, I still want to know where Cole Shake is from, and then you left.
If you really want to know, it's from Blue Ice Creamery in East Alton, Illinois.
Also, another unofficial sponsor of tonight's Going Broadway podcast game show. Okay, here we go. Name of the faction, name of the wrestler. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Step into the dark, it's waiting. Take your thoughts, time. Hear the shot that takes you down. Time for you to meet your maker. Playing God tonight. You're inside. Have you gone too far? Who's to blame for what you are? If you believe yours is the only way, then you're a fool who lives to die. Will you deserve all hell you're gonna be on the other side? Once you reach the other side. Once you reach the
Jason Fee gets this one also. And how cool would it be to, let's say Damian Priest turns face and you need someone to replace him in that heel slot? Turn Drew McIntyre heel and then give him that theme. Done and done.
Or Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest as a tag team.
There you go. So yeah, Jason Fee got that one. That's not an L, that's an I. It auto corrected to. It doesn't matter. It shows up as an I on my end. It doesn't matter. Jason Fee beat you anyway. Okay, so we've got 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 entries so far. Ryan has 3, Jason has 2. Brian has 1. Jamie has 1. 3, 2, 5, 6. Okay, yeah. So this next one is going to be a little tougher. That's why whoever gets this one gets 3 entries. And this one is 2 singles wrestlers. Get it pulled up here. And no ads. All right, here we go. Last one, 2 singles wrestlers. He didn't spell Judgment Day right. Who didn't? Jason? Yeah, he did. Judgment Day does not have an E. Google it. Dictionary. If you look up the word judgment, there's no E.
You just got English lessons, son.
If you Google the word judgment, I'm looking at it now. Judgment. Sorry, there is one E, but there's no E after the G.
But does Judgment Day in WWE have the E?
I don't think so. They
They
do not.
Yep, you're just wrong. That's how it is. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. This time you're wrong.
Matt Stryker better be proud.
I was thinking Damien Sandow, but teach his own.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, last one. The winner of this gets 3 entries. 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm just pausing it for now. Cole, do you have it? Don't say it obviously, but do you recognize it?
I only know one of the 2.
Okay. So far nobody's got it right. I will tough to hear. I've got it as sounds horrible whatever it is. Sounds okay on my end. I mean, I can turn it down because it might sound muffled because I've got it so loud, but someone asked to turn it up. By the way, guys, you have to have your answers in the same comment. You can't give us, one. You can't give us half of an answer in one comment, half an answer in another comment. It has to be in the same one. It's like crackly.
I think it's peaking. Try to turn it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay. Now it's not loud enough. I'll give you a couple clues. A lot of you have gotten half the answer right. The other clue is you need to think TNA and you need to think WWE. I'm going to play it. And I'm only going to play it through until the end of this track one more time because I've started it over already. And if no one gets it, no one gets it. Here we go. All right. I'll give you guys until 8:25 Central Time. So far, nobody has got it. Not the whole thing anyway. But I will not play it anymore. And somebody was actually close earlier. But so far, nobody's got it right. At least not. I mean, not, I've not seen the answer. Not both answers, that is. No. All right. That's it. 8:25. I'll give it another few seconds in case there's any kind of time lag, but going 3, 2, 1. All right. No one got that one. So it was AJ Styles and it was Curtis Axel. Someone said Mr. Perfect. Wasn't Mr. Perfect, though. AJ Styles, Curtis Axel.
It was Mr.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Mr. Mediocre? I don't know.
Mr.
Okay.
Partial.
There you go. I actually like that, Mr. Partial.
Mr. Partial. He partially does things.
All right. Thanks, guys, for participating. This is always, as always, a lot of fun. But we got some drawings to do. So Cole and I are giving away not 1, not 2, but 3 prizes tonight. However, those prizes will remain a mystery until they arrive to you. We will do 3 drawings. You can win more than once. So, that being said, we do 10 clicks each time. And the winner is whoever pops up on the 10th click for each drawing. So, here we go. And with each of these prizes, I kind of have it in my head as far as it's not just gonna be random. So like I have it in my head, like we're giving away this prize for whoever wins first, this prize for whoever wins second and third, and so on. So here we go. 1. Oh, scroll back up. Try that again. Just scrolled up on me by accident. But that was 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Click number 10 is Jason Fee with the 2 entries. Jason is the first winner. So I'm going to clear this out. Jason is the first winner. All right. So we're going to do this 2 more times. Jason won the first drawing. So we're going to do this 2 more times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Click number 10 is Jason Fee again.
Wow.
Jason with the 2 entries gets win number 1 and win number 2. Just goes to show it only takes 1 entry. Well, Jason has 2 entries, but just saying, in general, it only takes 1 entry. I mean, as proven whenever we did our 12 Days of Christmas giveaway, I think it was
Mark
Dodd.
Mark Dodd
won the whole thing, and he only had 1 entry. So, all right, we got 1 more drawing, though. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. Click number 10. It is a sweep, my friends. Jason Fee wins all 3. That is insane.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Ryan's been a back-to-back-to-back winner before, and this time he gets shut out. So, wow. Okay. So Jason, congrats, man. Right?
Stacy 974 belts.
Something. Is any of the prizes a shake? Well, I mean,
From Blue Ice Creamer.
Jason, it would. Well, okay, hold on. I was gonna say it would melt to it before it get to him. Now, in theory, it would still melt. But Jason, aren't you local? Isn't
No, he used to live here, but I think he's Indiana now.
Oh, okay.
Michigan, Indiana. I can't remember.
Either way, Jason, send us your shipping info, and we'll get this out to you. Truth be told, Jamie, it actually doesn't cut down on my shipping because I'm using my works USPS service, so it doesn't really matter either way. I could have sent 3 separate packages and it would have cost the same. So
Weighs 76.
Jason, say to reveal prizes. We want to know. Okay, tell you what, Jason, all 3 of these are going to you. Cole, do you have the prizes?
Oh, he is back in Illinois. Okay. I didn't know that.
Okay, Jason, how local are you? Would you want to we could still ship it to you, or we could just give it stuff to you in person? I don't know how close you are to the St. Louis area.
I will tell you what, if I give it to you in person, I will bring you a Blue Ice Creamery shake.
Uh-oh. There it is.
I will bring you a Blue Ice Creamery shake of your choosing.
Okay, so Jason, we need to know 2 things. Mattoon, that's a little far. We'll ship it to you.
Not the shake.
Yeah. Just lost your shake privileges. And Jason, do you want your prize reveals now, or do you want to wait till it gets to you? It is. I'll leave it up to you. You got 3 prizes coming your way. So do you want them revealed on the show, or do you want to wait?
Ship the shake I love how we're coming up with ways for me to ship a shake.
Are you guys paying for the dry ice? Dry ice isn't cheap. Share with the class. Cole, do you have the prizes handy?
No, they're downstairs.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't even think about having them.
no, that's fine. Are they hard to get to?
It would take me like 3 minutes, probably.
Yeah, it is 8:30. We're kind of running short on time. Okay, I'll tell you what they are, though. Okay, so Coke.
You had one. You had one
Coke?
job.
Stacey, you had one job and you spelled his name wrong.
That's why you don't win anything. English people, spell it right. Yeah,
did I just hear you say 3 minutes?
Yeah, 3 minutes. Yeah.
That's a nice callback. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the prizes are, one of them is a book, an English book. No, I'm just playing.
It's a pictorial history of wrestling. It's a cool little book. It's got a little wear and tear on it, but it is a collector's item nonetheless.
And readable.
And it's a cool little book. I took a read through it one time, and I enjoyed it. So we have that.
We also have a Freddie Blassie figure. Classy Freddie Blassie. And
I'm pretty sure unopened, right?
Unopened.
It's an unopened Freddie Blassie. Very nice. Very well kept.
Very, very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
And then I think it's the WCCW Texas Heavyweight Belt coin. I think I've showed it on a previous podcast. It's been in our prize stash for quite some time, and it is now exiting the prize stash and going to Jason. So, pictorial history of wrestling, the Freddie Blassie figure, and the WCCW Texas Heavyweight Belt coin. So those are all headed your way. We'll need you to get us your shipping info, and we will get that stuff out to you hopefully this week. So once again, congrats to Jason, and thanks everybody for participating. But unfortunately, it is about that time. Cole, any final thoughts?
Guys, as always, thank you for watching the greatest wrestling podcast ever. We sincerely appreciate you joining us this evening. And again, congrats to Jason for your win. Make sure you're following us on all social medias, all of that good stuff. We will be announcing our gaming pay-per-view as far as signups go. Again, we will do all war game matches where if the winning team wins, you get an entry. If you're on the winning team, and if your selected player gets the pinfall, you will get 2 entries. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Patron members get first dibs. So if you want first dibs on that, you're going to want to become a patron member. So make sure you sign up for that as well. And we'll get that out to you shortly. But other than that, y'all, I hope you have a great evening.
Real quick,
one more announcement.
Before we sign off, next show, Monday, September 11th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. That's just what's going to work with our schedules. And then at that point, starting that Monday on the 11th, we should be back to every other Monday, a consistent schedule. Keywords there should be, but fingers crossed. So
I got a question.
You have a question. I have an answer.
Is there any way we can end the show with Stone Cold Backstreet Boys?
Oh, I don't know if we can, because our unless it's just us on the air, we can't play our little credits.
Who cares? It's our show. We do whatever we want. Just
all right.
Just play it out.
We got to play it out. That's fine. It has been a minute since we've done it. I got to pull it up though.
See, Stacy needs to hear it.
It's funny that you're asking that though, because I was, it's either yesterday or the night before. I was, actually went back and watched/listened to some of our old shows, and I came across the one where we did that. And it was just one of the all-time moments of our podcast. So good. But anyway, I gotta get this pulled up and get rid of the ads. My goodness. But yeah, good stuff. A lot of ads here. All right, here we go. My volume turned down. Why isn't it? Here we go.
On it that way.
Guys, we're going to sign off, and we'll see you in a few weeks. This will be how we leave you. Good night. What?
What? I never wanna hear you say.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us once again, and we will see you guys in a few weeks. Peace.